love, yeah. The special type of love.
Caribbean love.
Caribbean love. The special type of love.
My name is Frederick Morton Sr, of course, and this is my wife, Deloris Morton. For 50 years, the journey wasn't easy. It wasn't always easy at all. We had our ups, we had our downs, but mostly ups. My last year in school, we were practicing for sports day. And on the way back from the practicing ground, there was a couple of girls walking behind me and I felt a pebble in my back. Somebody hit me. So I look around and all the other girls started pointing to her like, well, she's the one who did it. Well, I guess that was the spark. Like the fire. It was like, I mean, she was young and beautiful and attractive, and that was like putting matches to gasoline.
I don't even remember the pebble story. But if he says so, I guess it's so. I don't know.
Oh, we met in school. I mean, when I say we met in school, she was a kid. I mean, I wasn't
A what?
A little brat, you know. And she came in the classroom one day and I chased her out. Get out of here, you little brat, you know what I mean? She was like, maybe I was in the 6th form and she probably was in the 3rd or something like that.
Second.
But, a second, but you know, she was down below there.
I used to work for a lawyer in St. Kitts. And I got the opportunity to go to Bermuda to see my aunt. So I said, okay, first time flying, I'm gonna go. Next news, about, let's say I was to travel in two weeks' time. In 3 days, I knock on my uncle's door, here he come. I come to see if I could talk you out of going to Bermuda. I don't want you to go. I said, I'm going. He said, please don't go. I'm gonna marry you, don't go. I said, that's okay. If you're gonna marry me, I'll go to Bermuda and come back. And he said, I'm only flying here just to see if I can change your mind. I said, this time, Edric, I love you. I'll be back, but I'm going to see what Bermuda is like. And he started to say, it's crying time again, you're going to leave me.
It's crying time again. You're going to leave me.
Anyway, I left and I went to Bermuda. I went to Bermuda. My aunt is a kind of, you know. So he would call like every week. He would call, how you doing, how you doing? I said, man, it's time to come home. I think I'm coming home. He said, I told you not to go. Please, catch the next thing coming out of there. So I stayed on for about 3 months later. And then I decided, okay, it's time to go. So I told my aunt that. He said to me, bring your wedding clothes from Bermuda. Go shopping in Bermuda because you'll get better things in Bermuda than you'll get back home. So I told my aunt, and she said, what are you going to get married for? Stay here. Come, let him come over here and get married. So I called him, and he said, oh, hell no. He said, go home. So my aunt went and she bought all the wedding things, everything for whole thing. So I came home. Then he came up from St. Croix. I still was scared because there were so many people hanging on, and I didn't know if he was really telling me the truth. Okay? So invitations and everything were printed and everything. I had them in the house. And one day my mom said to me, "Aren't you going to get these things out of here?" I said, "Mama, you carry them because I ain't going into the church and then I ain't see nobody. You know how much women this wire?" And next news I know, he was at the door and he says, "Send them out. I am serious. I'm marrying you." So then I started sending them out. We got married. It was a huge, huge, huge wedding. Real huge. You see, like the concert the last night, almost like that. It was huge. But that day of the wedding, it rained. When I tell you rain, not a little bit with the rain. Rain. And when I reached to the church, I was driving in a convertible. The rain stopped. I got out the church, out the vehicle, got into the church, and from the time we walked up to the altar, the rain started pouring again. Then after the service and everything, come back out, got back into the car, drove to the reception hall. It rained all the way. So a gentleman came up to us and he said, "You don't you worry. This is a blessing. You all are going to make it to the end. You all are going to be together for life. This is a blessing. You see how it rained?" I said, people might be saying, "Oh, curse and cut." He said, "I am telling you, that happened to me when I got married. And when I see this, I said, these people are for life." We got to the reception hall and we had a great time. And we're here.
Your every breath that I take, your every step I make, and I want to share all my love with you. No one else will.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to hit that bell to get notifications for more things Tempo.
Every ship has to have a captain. It's as simple as that.
This is no ship. This is a relationship.
If somebody had to lead the relationship, somebody got to make the final decision. The two, you can't make the decision. You push it forth, and somebody had to make the final decision. And that's where I came in.
It's because the Bible says the man should be the head of the house. And the Bible is not wrong, so you should follow the scriptures. So you try your best to do it. Not that you agree with everything he says, but you'll say, okay.
Well, biblically, the Bible says, husband, love your wife. And it also says, wife, honor, and obey your husband. Once you do that, you're safe. Whatever the Bible says is correct. Husband, love your wife. But he says, wife, honor and obey your husband.
You love your wife, baby. I must say, most of the decisions that he have made are great decisions.
Including you.
Including me.
If I give away all I have, and if I deliver my body to be burned but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful. It is not arrogant or rude. Love does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrong, but rejoices in the right. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends.
We got married in 67, and we started working together in 71. 71. I got the business on the 7th day of February 71, which was my birthday. That's when I acquired the business. And she started working with me about 2 weeks later. Working with Mrs. Morton was good. I mean, it ain't too many people can do that. Husband working with wife. I mean, it's like you 24 hours a day with the same person. It's not easy, but like I said, Mrs. Morton was very cooperative. And I had a hard time convincing her that that's the way to go, because her friends were telling her, hey, you know, you leave in a bank job and you're going to sell saltfish and mackerel and kind of stuff, and that was sort of demeaning. And I would say to her, well, you living with them or you living with me? So if it pleases me, then what do you care about what they think? You know? And I finally come to a compromise where I say, all right, let's give it a shot. Because I'm not prepared to pay anybody to steal from me. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I will have to pay somebody to run the show. They're going to steal from me. And the first week she told me I'm not going back to the bank.
And all I do was work, stay in that shop and work. And he used to say, you see those same people who are having fun now? Later on, you're going to have the best fun. Because at your age, when they reach that age, you won't be working as hard as they are working at that same age. So you say, the time to work is now. So I did it.
I came home from work one night, around 11:30 or so. And this young lady was in the house crying. And I asked her, well, why are you crying? She told me nothing. You in the house 11:30 at night crying for nothing? I said, level with me, what's going on? And she said to me, I want to go home. I said, you want to go home? Why do you want to go home? She missed her father and her mother. I said, well, when you married to me, you didn't know you had to leave your father and your mother? She said, I said, man, tell me something else. If you tell me they're sick and you need to go look for them, I couldn't understand that. But this idea you're missing them, it doesn't settle. I mean, tell me something. She said, well, let me be honest with you. I feel that I'm married to a house because I don't see you. You get up in the morning at 5 o'clock and you leave here, you go to work for 6. You run back here in the afternoon, you go straight to the shower and you go to work again. And you're coming back home this time in the night. I feel like I'm married to a house. I can't handle this. So I said, okay. Now let me apologize for that. Because truly, I wasn't looking at it from your angle. But I'm pretty sure you weren't looking at it from my angle either. You love your father and your mother. You left them in Nevis. You come to America. They expect you to take care of them financially. We left that child with them to take care of. You're now pregnant. We got our own bills to pay. I left my mother and my aunt at home that I got to take care of. You could tell me where this money is going to come from to handle all this if I didn't go to work. I'm not out here playing pool. I am working so that we could meet these demands. It's not going to be always like this. One day, it's going to change. But for now, it's the only way to go. And of course, she said, well, hey, you're right. I wasn't looking at it from your angle.
I enjoyed working with him. There was no problem whatsoever. Sometimes we were mad with each other, but no one ever knows. No one. They would come in and they would say, oh, this happy couple, oh, I wish I can do this and I wish I can do that. And when the day is over, I get him in the back. Because relationships are never perfect. Never perfect. If anyone say that, don't believe. Never perfect. There's always glitches. There's still glitches, because when he wants food, you can't stop him. That's the biggest argument we have, though. when he wants some food, that's it.
I don't think you're right in that.
Yeah, man.
The biggest argument we have now is priority.
Oh,
You will not
that
prioritize. You know, all the things that needs to be done. But they gotta come in order. First things come first.
the food come first.
Well, if food is the first thing, then let it be.
Something I do not like about him is his tone of voice, because to command him.
Have you communicated to the man? Have you communicated to the woman? It seems to me that I can answer the question after 50 years. That communication between both of you has been strong. It seems to me, Edwin, that you agreed most of the time, and that you always said, honey, you're right. That kept the communication open. And it seems to me, Deloris, that when you decided to hold on to whatever, Edric was able to pinch you and say, turn around. And you did. So you've come this far by using that which Mead speaks about.
I did both, he did both. It's an equal thing. I never tried to hide any faults of my children. None. I would, whatever they do, I'll go to him and I'll say, Frederick did XYZ, Don did XYZ, and I don't think it was right. And he will pull them and he say, your mother complained that you did XYZ. What you have to say? He say, your mother is your mother. And when she tells you something to do, you do it. Don't come to me because I'm not going to uphold you in anything. You know, like that. So they understood that they can't do something here and run there, or they can't do something there and run over here, because they're not going to get any satisfaction. Have to abide by the rules. They don't get licks all the time. You know, if they need licks, they get licks, but otherwise he would sit them down. I must say, he would sit them down and talk to them. Junior got most of it because Don was more obedient. Don went off, but Junior got more of that. We had to send Don off to college at the age of 15. It was one of the worst times in my life, knowing that my daughter was going away to a place where she had no family, she knew no one. And I didn't know how I survived it, but I did, by praying to God that everything would go well for her. And
Yes, well, at the time when Don had to go off to school, money was hard. We didn't have a lot of money. But the key point was we couldn't take her up to the States because the status wasn't there. We didn't have any green card or citizenship or anything like that. So she had to be on her own. So I knew that she was going to be miles and miles and miles away from me. And it's the first time that she's going to be able to handle money on her own. So I gave her some money and I sat her down and told her, listen, this looks like a lot of money to you, but if you don't handle it with care, is going to go away from you with ease. Frederick had it a little easier than Don, because firstly, he was a United States citizen. So the hassle that we had to get Don up there, we didn't have it with him. He could have gone to the States just like that. Secondly, Don was already in the States, so he had somebody to go to that would sort of guide him along the way. So we weren't really worried about him, because Don was there, he goes to Don, and Don would handle that situation because she had already handled herself very well.
It's truly a pleasure being here and to have you here to share with us this incredible moment. 50 years. 50. 50 is not in any stretch of the imagination an easy feat. 50 years we celebrate today. It's not often that we get to come together and share in a moment such as this. So I give thanks first to the Heavenly Father for that opportunity, for us to come together and share in that moment. On behalf of my family, I take this first moment to thank you for sharing it with us. Friends, family, it's so important. The community of life. Thank you. It was important for me and my sister to try to recreate, and my entire family to recreate this moment that happened in 1967. We did our best. We think we're off to a good start. We said, you know what? We want to figure out how this was done, try to retrace the steps so that some of us that are coming up behind can follow that and hopefully make our own 50. So that's what we're doing. True to that, we made a decision to have our reception in the old school. 1967, that's where it all began. That's when the dance of joy happened. And 50 years of joy later, we're here.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to hit that bell to get notifications for more things Tempo.
We have a message from the Office of the Premier, which I would like to read at this time. It says, "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Frederick Morton, I do regret that I am not there to celebrate with you your golden wedding anniversary. However, congratulations from Mrs. Amory and myself. You both know the high regard and great respect I have for you, and would dearly have loved to be present at this wonderful occasion as you reminisce and enjoy the moment and relive the day you looked into each other's eyes and pledge to persevere, or that should be to preserve your marriage till death do you part. Not many marriages last for a half a century, and this then is a wonderful testimony of your love and respect and commitment to each other. This celebration today is a magnificent example to be followed by our young people who sometimes are tossed about with new and not so new philosophies and beliefs as it relates to the family and marriage and sexual orientation. I am sure that in this 50-year journey to the golden anniversary, there would have been challenges, but it's a great credit to both of you, under the guidance of God, that you are today celebrating this achievement. I wish again to congratulate you both on the exemplary life you have lived and the contribution you have made through your example to the communities in which you have lived during these 50 years. May God continue to bless your union and grant you favor and happiness and good health. Congratulations and happy 50th, Mr. and Mrs. Frederick Morton. Sincerely, your friend and admirer, Vance Amory, Premier. That's the message from the office of the Premier.
Now, I'm not from New Mexico, and I don't have any fancy plaques or anything, but I am their first grandchild. So, I like to think that that's good, right? That's the first one. I wanted to come up here and say congratulations and happy anniversary to my grandparents, because without them, I can honestly tell you from all of their grandchildren, our lives would not be the same. They have enriched our lives with so much wisdom, so much love, and so many blessings. They have been there through the highs, through the lows, and they're the first responders besides my mom when anything goes wrong. I have called my grandma in college when I was crying in a stairwell. I have called my grandma when I got an A on the test. I have called my grandma for something as simple as getting a pair of shoes. My grandma is one of my best friends, and same with my grandpa. My grandpa gives me every life lesson that I have ever needed to know. From the time I was small, he speaks in stories. I don't know if you've heard any of his stories, but he would tell me, you bring the horse to the water so it knows where to drink. Instead of just giving me the straight out answer, so I would think about it a little bit. But it's good. I like it that way. It wouldn't be Grandpa's stories without Grandpa, adding a little flavor to it. So I want to say congratulations to you two, and thank you so much for always being there for me and continuing to be there for me. And I love you oh so much.
My dad found a great wife. And it was a selection process. Oh yeah. These are the stories. I'm just going to share some of the stories that I've heard, Daddy, get ready, okay? All right. I just got the signal to go ahead. So indeed, it was a selection process. My dad was a very popular guy. At least this is what I heard. Those of you who know him, is that true? Yeah. Real popular. Running his car here and fast moving. And had a series of choices, always, to make. But the sign of a great man is the ability to make great choices, especially at those moments when those choices need to be made. So it came to pass that my mom was, in fact, his choice. A great man indeed. The Bible also says that a man should be a leader in the household. A leader. My dad is a great leader. So my mom, in saying yes, also did what? Made a great choice. The Bible says that a woman should be supportive of her husband's leadership. So it's a two-way street. The man leads, the wife supports, handles the business of supporting that leadership. So everybody, the two people, have to make the right choice. Because if you don't make the right choice, obviously you're going to be in some problems. So I'm privileged to be able to be the son of two people that made a great choice to be with each other. And we are here now 50 years later because of that wonderful choice that they both made. I stand with my sister and the entire family when we say that they are true role models. When we say that we look to them for advice, counseling, leadership, mentorship. When I say that this entire family holds them in that esteem, it is no understatement. But what's interesting about it is that as we have lived our lives, we find that they have been the same to everybody they meet. So you know there's something special about this couple. My mom turns into everybody's mom. You know, I used to say, Mom, you're my mom, because she really, truly turns into everybody's mom. And my father turns into everyone's father because of his sage advice, his ability to counsel, the way he uses his experience to lead you to make better choices. So I am very honored tonight to be able to say to each and every one of you that I am a very proud son. Extraordinarily proud son. I started a brand called Tempo, and this is where I got my tempo from. This is Mama and Papa Tempo.
I would be failing in life really if I didn't come up here tonight and extend congratulations to my two good friends. I know them, way back past 50 years. I knew them before they were married. Edric and I grew up about 400 yards apart. So we go back a long way. I've known Deloris since I left high school and came to Gingerland to...
I was there seated comfortably, but I couldn't let him steal my career. I probably am one of the few persons in this house that knows Edric ever since he was in kindergarten. He's a little younger than me, but I used to hold his hand and take him to school. Not really. But I almost did that, because what happened is that he has a cousin, Edmund, who is my age, and we were very good friends. And normally they wait for me coming from over Zion, River Park, and then we walk on to Gingerland School by ourselves. So long before she went down to Beach Road, he was at River Park. So that's where I knew him. I've been a friend of the family. In fact, this beautiful, beautiful young lady that you see here, that's my goddaughter. You see, so we go back a long way. I want to congratulate my friends, Edric and Deloris. This is the first time I call him Edric. I usually call him Cowboy. And don't ask me why. It's a secret between us. Cowboy, congratulations. Deloris, congratulations. And also on behalf of Bernice and my family, we're saying hearty congratulations. God bless you. You've done a good job.
Well, good evening. I can't say, like persons who have gone before, that I have known Mr. and Mrs. Morton for very long. But I have met them through Andy, who has for many, many years. So he has told me, go ahead, you have to say something. Okay. But since meeting this fine couple, I've been embraced by them. And more so, my son has been embraced by them. Mrs. Morton would say, bring AJ over anytime, Junior, anytime. She loves to feed him. So I want to say congratulations to you, and it's such a pleasure having met both of you. Such a loving couple, such a special couple. Thank you very much for being part of my life and being part of my son's life. So on behalf of Andy and AJ, I want to say congratulations and all the very best and 50 more years of wonderful marriage.
I rise to say thank you, first and foremost to the Almighty, because without Him, this would not have been possible. So I'm to say to you, to God be the glory. Great things He has done. Secondly, I want to say thank you to my wife for her dedication, and more importantly, for her tolerance. Because having been able to put up with me for such a long time, I know it was not an easy job. Ladies and gentlemen, there were times when the going was rough. But like the saying goes, when the going get rough, that's when the rough get going. My wife and I got married on the 22nd day of June, 1967. 1 year later, on the 22nd day of June, 1968, I was charged with the responsibility of bringing home 2 needles from St. Croix, the dead body of a first cousin and a dear friend of mine who died after a motorcar accident from St. Croix. His name was MR.TEMPO. May his soul rest in peace. On the 22nd day of June, 1969, I was airlifted from St. Croix by an air ambulance to a hospital in Puerto Rico. Needless to say, I became very frightened of the 22nd of June. The medical staff on St. Croix thought it was a waste of time taking me to Puerto Rico. My wife here insisted that I must go. And without any help from the hospital, she made the transfer happen. I got to the hospital in Puerto Rico, and the medical staff there thought it was a waste of time, that I was only playing the waiting game, because I was so banged up that nobody who was born the way that I was expected to live. Incidentally, let me back up a little bit. It was a propane gas explosion that took me 10 months to get out of the hospital. My wife, in '69, was in her mid-20s. It was pretty easy for her to say, well, he's not coming back this way. So I will have to start looking for myself. But she didn't do that. On the contrary, I mean, she was young, beautiful, and held a responsible position at the Bank of Nova Scotia in Christian City. So it was pretty easy for her to say, he's not coming back my house. So, you know, I'm looking. But on the contrary, every Friday afternoon, when Scotia Bank closes its door, this young lady would head to the airport and catch the last flight to Puerto Rico to be with me. It was not a picnic. Thank you. Thank you. It was no picnic. Her hotel room was my room in the hospital. Her bed was a sit-down chair at a table in my room. And so, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and 4 o'clock on Monday morning, she would check out the hospital, grab a taxi, and head to the airport for the first thing smoking to St. Croix so she could go and work. Now, she did that for 5 long months without missing one weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 months in Puerto Rico, I was transferred to New York University Medical Center. I hit New York for the first time at 30 degrees. And my wife here braved the storm to be with me in New York for Christmas, just so she could be with me for Christmas. When I saw that level of dedication coming from a beautiful young lady, he taught me the lesson that life was worth living. And I'm to say to you, without fear of contradiction, had she backed out on me then, I would not have made it. I truly believe that she is the reason I'm living. Amen. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a big, big round of applause for this dedicated, not so young lady.
He takes care of his family. Never, ever leave them out. If he can buy us this, he will do it without hesitation. If he can't, he will say, listen, wait, I'll get it for you. His children, he makes sure that they are taken care of from baby to where they are now. I cannot ask for a better companion, and I will not change him for the world. This is death do us part, just like the vow says.
Unbreakable love, two hearts together as one. Far away, but my heart is with you. One dance into a lifetime. I never knew love like this before. Must be a dream cause I cannot resist. No, I never knew I could love like this. You stole my heart from the very first kiss, yes. I never knew I could love like this. Must be a dream cause I cannot resist. No, I never knew I could love like this. You stole my heart from the very first kiss.
Baby, I promise you that it will be good. I left my mama cook you up some of that good food.
Ooh. Caribbean love.
Caribbean love, yeah. That special type of love.
Caribbean love.
Caribbean love. That special type of
I never knew I could love like this. Must be a dream cause I cannot resist. No, I never knew I could love like this. You stole my heart from the very first kiss, yes. I never knew I could love like this. Must be a dream cause I cannot resist. No, I never knew I could love like this. You stole my heart from the very first kiss. Do you remember when we were at the river?
yes, good, I do.
You were playing the drum for me and it felt like
Like
you
what?
were speaking to my soul. So sweet, dear.
Like this?
Yes.
Let me see you. See you, me love you. Me see you. See you, me love you. Let me see you.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to hit that bell to get notifications for more things Tempo.